Good morning,
millennials.
Welcome back to the Morning Toast. Happy Thursday. Welcome to the back latter half of the week. It is exciting to be here. It is humbling to be here. And it's really even more humbling to be here with my sister, my co-host, my best friend, Jackie. Hey, Jax. How you doing?
Me?
Yeah. May.
I'm doing good after that introduction. My day is made. And I'm just feeling so grateful. And I mean, the question on everyone's lips, no one cares about me today. Everyone wants to know about Funny Girl. Please tell us about your evening.
They also, I thought you were going to say they want to know about the Queen. You know, we have developing news this morning.
I led with the positive. Like, I'm a good news first kind of person.
Yeah.
It really is hard to do any other stories other than Queenie.
Yeah.
But let's start with the good news of the day, which is that Claudia saw Funny Girl last night, Lea Michele's second night performing as Fanny Brice at the August Wilson Theater, and she has come with a full report for us.
So, like, there are really no words. First of all, you know, I don't think anyone was questioning whether she was going to kill the singing. She's such an amazing singer. Those are such hard songs to sing, especially the ones that we know. Like, Don't Rain on My Parade is a very big song. You have to be an extremely, like, wide range. Like me, you know, I can sing that song.
Only the best singers can sing it.
It's true, though. It's like a Star Spangled Banner type. It's a very difficult song to sing. Not anyone with a good voice can sing it. And the singing was so spectacular. It was so moving. Like, it was incredible. But I think a lot of where people were concerned or, like, you know, just anticipating to see how Lea played Fanny. Because, and by the way, I had never seen Funny Girl, the movie or the show. I honestly wasn't even sure what the plot was. I had like a vague idea, like she wanted to be famous, relatable.
Yeah, she wants to be a star.
Yeah, like relatable. But I didn't really know, like, what Fanny was like. And Fanny is like this ball. She's a lunatic. Like, she's fucking crazy, singing, dancing, you know, very physical. She's very, very funny. Obviously, the show is about her. She's a funny girl. And so, you know, prior to seeing the show last night, would I have considered Lea Michele to be a particularly funny person or a particularly comedic actress? No. But I was so impressed with how fucking funny she was. Like, it was not real. When I tell you I was cackling like every 5 minutes, which I don't really like laugh at Broadway shows. Like, I'm not an easy person to make laugh. Like, some people can laugh at anything. I am not one of those people. She was so funny, hysterical, like her physical comedy, the way she delivered her lines. Like, the show, I think, was an hour long because people were just laughing so much. Like, and they would wait for the laughs to stop before continuing on to the next line. Everyone was great, but Lea, like, the way I have a whole new respect for her outside of her musical singing voice is just not what I expected. Like, she was, from the minute she started, she was so fucking funny. Like, just hysterical. There were so many moments. Also, the woman who plays her mom, Tova Feldsha, oh my God, she was incredible. Like, I was cackling from her. And I mean, I guess if I had sat down and thought about it, I would have come to the realization, like, it's an extremely Jewish show. But it did, like, the thought never crossed my mind. It's just like, oh, Barbara's Jewish. But, like, there's all about her neighborhood in Brooklyn. So much of the humor, they were, like, using Yiddish words, like Hamish. Like, is that a Yiddish word?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. It was so, like, steeped in our culture that it was so enjoyable. It was incredible. The guy who played Mr. Arnstein is so hot. I just, like, wasn't expecting, like, such a hot piece of ass to walk onto stage. And there was a scene without his shirt on. So it was funny because when you looked around the audience, like, it was literally Jewish girls and gay guys. And honestly, after seeing the show, that makes complete sense. And first of all, like, I know if I walk into a room full of young Jewish women, like, it's literally a room of toasters, you know?
Yeah.
What I didn't expect was how many gay male toasters we have. Like, it was overwhelming, to say the least, to meet so many. And, like, that just made me feel so good. Like, yes, like, I feel like, you know, gays have a really high bar, especially when it comes to podcasting. And for them to enjoy this show, like, there's really, like, there's no greater honor, Jackie. Like,
no.
I really thought we had, like, and because I could see it when I go to my shows, there's, like, you know, one or two gay male toasters. But we are, like, I think we're huge in the gay community. Like, that's what I learned in addition to all the other things I learned last night. Not to make everything about us, but I just thought that was really interesting.
Oh, I love that for us. So it was a very toasty crowd, you're saying?
Oh, beyond. And so I was really like waiting for so many celebs to show up, but I guess like the ones
you were the celeb.
No, literally. It was Podcasters Anonymous, because the only other famous person I saw was Bowen Yang, who also has a podcast, and he was there with his podcast host. Okay. So it was Podcasters Night Out, PNO. And honestly, it was probably better than the first night. Honestly.
I think it was really CNO, Comedians Night Out. Yes. I would say that Bowen Yang is a comedian before he's a podcaster.
Well, he has a really, really like strong following on his podcast, Las Culturistas. They hosted an award show, like how we're literally always saying we want to do that. They did the Culturistas Awards.
How long have they been doing it for?
I don't know, but I had seen them like popping up on my peripheral podcast radar for a little while now, and I think they're extremely popular.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it was a good night for podcasters.
Podcasters in the Wild.
Podcasters in the Wild. Jackie was so good. I need you to see it. Like, but I have to be, you know, also honest, and it's important that before I say this, like, I also say, like, I don't love Broadway shows.
That's just what I was going to ask you.
So I don't love Broadway shows. I just find them to be kind of torturous. Like, there's lines for the bathroom, line for basic human needs. Like, you gotta pee? Sorry, you have to wait 45 minutes. You need a water? Sorry, you gotta wait 45 minutes. Sweating? Too bad, the theater's hot. Like, there's just a lot of things about the Broadway experience that I don't particularly like. And, you know, it's never gonna be my first, second, third, fourth, or fifth option for a night out. It's just not. So having said that, while I did enjoy the show immensely, like, there was that element of, like, I'd literally rather be anywhere else. Especially because the second act was slow. It was slow, and it was about 30 minutes too long. The show, I think, is in total like 3 hours, and that's just like a little long for me.
Yeah, I was going to ask you if you got a little bored at any point, just because
yes, of course.
Broadway shows are long.
Yeah.
And you're still you.
I was yawning like towards the end, but then like, so literally like the whole time you're waiting for Don't Rain on My Parade. And then at the scene before, I literally had like chills and I literally cried, like, not to be a weenie. I cried twice when the first song, when she was like, I am the greatest star. Like, it was so Leah, it was so Fanny, like it was so Rachel Berry. It was just too much. And then right before intermission is Don't Rain on My Parade. And she comes out in this red outfit and she's at the train station. So everyone knows, because in the movie, like, she's on the boat, you know, she misses the train, whatever. So you like know it's coming, and the anticipation, it's like, it's too much. And she does Don't Rain on My Parade, and it's spectacular, just spectacular. But before that, there's like another less popular verse of Don't Rain on My Parade with Then American Beauty Knows. And so she does that little quick verse before the intermission, then she does Don't Rain on My Parade in full before the intermission. And then in the last scene, she does that original verse again with 10 American Beauty toes. And it's so like full circle. Like, you just have chills. Like, the song is threaded throughout the whole show. And it was just spectacular. Like, first of all, I don't know how everyone there on the stage like wasn't dying. It was 3 hours of just nonstop. And that's Broadway. I think Broadway is literally one of the most difficult jobs ever. Like, it's just endless hours of singing, dancing, sweating, moving, remembering your lines. So it was really, I was in awe of everyone, and everyone was incredible. And I really just kept thinking, like, I could not imagine Beanie Feldstein doing this job. I also really could not imagine Jane Lynch as the mom. I don't know if Jane Lynch is Jewish. I didn't realize that
Tova took over for Jane.
Yeah, and I don't know if Jane Lynch is Jewish, but you need, like, Tova Feldsha, who's clearly Jewish, I don't even need to look it up. She really had that, like, old Jewish mom. What are you kibitzing for? Like, I just can't see. And the accent, I'm really rigid about accents, especially if it's, like, one of my people. Like, I'm going to think it's fake. But Leah really nailed the, like, Brooklyn, it was Jewish accent. It was really, really good. And her mom was so fucking funny, and her mom is like this gaggle of ladies, which are just like classic ladies, like just bragging about the fact that their daughter's married. It was spectacular. Like, if you have a chance to go see Leah, see it. It's a once in a lifetime experience. Like, I was really in the moment feeling like very honored and privileged to have gotten the tickets. Like, it was a fabulous night out in New York. And then we walked out of the theater. Me and Ben walked to 8th Avenue, got a cab. It was like so New York. This lady chain smoking cigarettes started a fight with Ben. And Ben is like, okay, so what happened was we got to the corner and Ben stuck his arm out for a cab. And we didn't see that there was a woman like standing right behind Ben. So she was waiting for a cab. with like a cigarette hanging out of her mouth. I don't know why that's an important detail. I just need you to know what type of woman she was. She was like, she had a smoker's voice and she was just fucking nasty. And she's like, excuse me. And Ben's like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see you. Like, we would never steal a cab from, especially from an older woman. Like, we genuinely did not see her. And it was just a true accident. And she's like going, have some etiquette. Like screaming at us. And Ben is going back and forth with her. I'm like, Ben, this woman is obviously mentally ill. Like, why are you fighting with an old lady in the street? And I'm saying this in front of the woman. I'm like, Ben, this woman is clearly unwell. Like, what are you starting a fight with her for? And I'm just like, I'm unintentionally gassing her up too. Yeah. And then 2 cabs came and it was honestly just like a perfect night in New York.
That's so beautiful. I'm so happy for you.
Incredible. Incroyable. 5 stars, 5 keys.
You know who else I'm happy for? The cast and crew of the show who haven't changed since the original show. And now like there's this whole new excitement and fanfare, joie de vivre for everyone who's coming. I'm sure the people on stage, it's like a whole new show. Mm-hmm. And it's like they're taking on a whole new life with it. So I'm excited for them.
No, there was like a palpable energy. Like the second they made the announcement about phones and then like the composer like stuck her head out and did this like little introduction music, there was an electricity in the room that like you really can't, you have to be there to describe it. I was like screaming. I was like, oh man, everyone's screaming. I'm like, ah! Like it was a lot. Like it was a lot of energy. And of course, like we were quaking because in the first act, she's, you know, flirting with Mr. Arnstein. And she's like, I don't read a lot of books. And the audience erupted. And I had heard that happened the first night. The second night, it was literally like a 45-second delay. Like people were just, at first it was like a slow cackle and then everyone started Brian was like, why are people laughing? I'm like, because she can't read. And like, it was like this slow rumble and Mr. Arnstein was supposed to say something and like he literally couldn't because people were cackling. And what was so great about it is like, it's really like a comedic show. It's like, when you think of Funny Girl, you think of the music, but it's really like all about comedic timing. And the way that like the audience played a part in adding to the jokes a little bit, like it was, I don't feel like there'll ever be a show where they do it the exact same because there was just like, it was literally like a live comedy show.
Yeah.
It was crazy. It was so good. Like me and Margot and Ben and Brian, like we were dying.
Would you see it again?
I would, but I would leave after the first act. Okay. Only because like I literally got home when I woke up today, I felt like I ran the marathon. I'm like, oh my God, it's Saturday, thank God. And then my alarm went off. I was like, what? It was exhausting, like literally.
Yeah, imagine how she feels.
No, I know. And she did a matinee that day also. Wednesdays, there's a 2:00 and an 8:00. And she had done one the night before. I'm telling you, like people who are on Broadway have my utmost respect. It is the hardest job.
I just really hope that we can find a way for her to qualify for the Tony because what you told me is not right.
So somebody did let me know that recently the Tonys made a small amendment that like a replacement, there's like maybe another category where like a replacement can be eligible. Okay. So all hope is not lost.
Okay. That's good to hear.
And she beyond deserves it. Like she didn't crack once. You know, it's a new show. So like, it's not a new show, but they've changed a lot of things with Leah. So like there were a couple fuck ups. Like this one guy, he had like, it was like this American, the thing is like, it's a show about a show because she's the star and she becomes Ziegfeld's girl. And so they show like the shows that she's acting in the show.
Yeah.
And so one of them was like this American theme. There was like all these girlies dressed as like soldiers. It was so cute. And like these 2 guys were doing like this drill dance with like these drill guns. And this guy just like fucked the whole thing up. But it's like, I think it's because it's like the arrangements are kind of new. They changed some things with Leah. So it was by no means like completely void of any error, but she was. And that was just crazy to see.
Wow.
So good. And now I really want to watch the movie.
Oh, good.
Because it's like a girl from New York desperate to get famous. Like, biography. Biography.
You should watch the movie and report back.
I'm going to. And I'm glad that my first time seeing it was with Leah because like it needed to happen that way.
She'll always be Fanny to you. Like
she is my
Barbara
Fanny.
Will be to you what Leah is to other people, like the secondary Fanny.
100%. It's the same way where like Lady Gaga is to me what Barbra Streisand is to other people from A Star Is Born. It's just like generational.
Oh my God. Speaking of A Star Is Born, it's really so crazy. I read Priscilla Presley's book and like Elvis was supposed to play Norman Maine opposite Barbara.
And who ended up playing him?
Like Chris Christopherson?
I don't know.
I think. Hold on, let me just Google that. I don't know why that name just came to mind. I actually think I watched that one. After the Lady Gaga one, I went like on a
Rabbit hole.
I watched the Judy Garland one, which was so cute. And I think I started the Barbara one and I couldn't get past like the first 10 minutes. No offense. Okay. It is Chris Christopherson. Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah. Not that I know who that is even.
I would love to know though, like what Barbara thinks of Lea Michele. Because, you know, there are so many people like just say that Barbara hates Lea Michele. And that's possible. But I don't know how Barbara can't respect talent. Like for real.
I feel like it's probably a mutually respectful relationship, but a little adversarial, because it's like you never are going to love someone who everyone is saying is the new you. That's always going to sting a little bit.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I feel like Barbara's like a gracious aging queen, no?
Yeah, but still, it's like, I think that just stings. Like, imagine if there was like a new podcast doing what we do and everyone's like, they're the new Jackie and Claudia. I'd be like,
death to them. Are people saying that about someone?
No, I've never heard that before, but I'm sure, like, I mean, if there's a podcast that can do what we do, welcome.
Yeah, no, that's the thing about being in a league of your own.
But yeah, I think it stings.
No, for sure. In the Vogue article, they were like sneakily like trying to ask if she heard from, you know, any past fannies, which obviously includes Beanie as well, because we're all just beyond curious. And she was like, yeah, I've heard from some. Like, she didn't like give us anything. Yeah.
Wow. It's
but
literally.
You know, there was a Barbara Streisand tribute a bunch of years ago, and Lea Michele did a gorgeous rendition of My Man. And Barbara seemed to be enjoying it on the telecast. I go back and watch the performance like once a year.
I'm sure she was. I'm just sure there's just like a little something.
Like, yeah, a little nefariousness.
Yeah. How could there not be?
Human nature.
Plus, they're both like diva stars. So it's not just like
right.
two ordinary people who are being compared to each other. It's like the ego, the pride.
Okay, two things. One, going off of what you just said, it's very clear to me, because I've now just been consumed by Lea Michele content of her at the stage door, you know, interviews, things like that. It's very clear that she's been extremely humbled, and like that diva energy she had, she has gotten rid of completely. Like, even when she was doing her bows, she like did not want to bow alone. She was blowing kisses to everyone. She was bringing everyone up with her. Like, I don't think it's an act. I think she was like severely humbled by her scandal and like being called out for being like a menace to work with. So you love to see that. And there are rumors. So there's no verification. There are rumors that on the first night, and I don't know if this is something they're going to do every night, but at least they did on the first night, there was an empty chair in the audience for Corey Monteith, because in Glee, she, spoiler alert, gets cast as Fanny Bryce, and it's after Finn has passed, and they leave a seat empty for him.
Oh my God, I have chills.
No, I know. I'm like gonna cry. So that's just what like a lot of like the fandom is saying on TikTok. There's absolutely no verification if that's true, but people did report seeing an empty seat next to Jonathan Groff, where like he would have been sitting. I'm literally gonna cry. So I don't know if that's true, but
that's really sweet.
I know. I hope it's true. Like,
even if it's not true, I just think, you know, the folklore of it is nice.
The folklore of it, yes. So that's my review. You absolutely have to see it if you have the opportunity. People were flying in from all over. Like, it was literally like the place to be.
They should do Funny Girl Live for Christmas. Free idea.
Totally. More, because people need to see it. Or it's like a Dear Evan Hansen thing where they make it into a movie. They'll do a remake of the movie.
Oh, they could do that. They could do that. But that takes like so much more time, energy, resources, as opposed to like give us a live soundstage, have the cast do their thing. Obviously, you have to change it a little bit. But that can be nice. We haven't heard what the Christmas live movie is going to be, have we?
No.
And we're getting close. I feel like this time last year, we were already hyped for Annie Live. Oh. I miss Annie Live.
Can I tell you that
it's a hard knock life?
It is a hard knock life. Can I tell you? Oh, that last night before while I was getting ready, I was doing an Instagram live because I like was so antsy. I was like, I need to do something. I'm literally just sitting here waiting to go. And the way that the toasters were playing with me last night. Okay, so I got up and left the live for like a second, and they like came up with a plan in the comments to when I got back be like, bestie, check Instagram. Lea Michele has COVID. How fucking mean is that? And then they also came up with a plan because the show is every night at 7 o'clock, but on Wednesdays it's at 8 o'clock because there's a matinee. So she does a 2 o'clock and then an 8 o'clock. And everyone's like, Claudia, you're going to be late at 6:30. The show's at 7. I'm like, wait, what? They're like, yeah, it's at 7. Like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, and Ben was one who told me 8. So I had reason to doubt. It's not like I checked it myself.
Oh my God.
They were just like fucking playing with me on Instagram Live. It was not fucking cool.
Those are some funny pranks though.
Yeah, no, that was really good.
That's
I could respect the nature of
pretty
the
well
prank.
thought out.
100%.
I saw that you were live. I was FaceTime with Olivia, and then I was going to join your live, and you were wrapping up. I think I was the last comment. I said, hey.
Oh, you want to hear the craziest thing?
What?
Do you know who joined my live?
Who?
Samuel L. Jackson. He's followed me on Instagram for years. It's just like a fun fact about me. It literally said Samuel L. Jackson has joined. He might have just like joined by accident and then swiped away, but I was talking to him for the next 10 minutes. I'm like, Sam, what do you think about
I
this?
was going to say, did you call him out?
Iron.
Also, that happens. I sometimes join someone's live and immediately leave because like the live comes up at the first story. Or they used to send you push notifications when someone would go live. So like if you happen to click the notification, all of a sudden you're in. That doesn't mean that you're there.
In.
Yeah,
so that was just like a weird time for me.
Well, that sounds lit. I'm so happy for you.
Me too.
And
how was your night?
My night was lovely, thank you. Very quiet. I've been reading a book, historical fiction, back to my roots. I think it's called The Secret Life of Violet Schuyler. It's Beatrice Williams, who's like a Kristen Hanna, like a girly
the premier
historical fiction author. But I've never read one of her solo books. I read a book that she co-authored with 2 other authors, not my favorite. But this one is really, really good. So I'm really enjoying. Yeah. Good. But I've just been like eating healthy. You know when you feel like crap the first few days when you're eating healthy because you're like, where's all my carbs?
Where's the sugar?
Where's the energy?
Yeah.
So I'm just like, focused on that. Easing into it, but eating really healthy. I've been cooking a lot.
Good.
So that's what's new with me. So exciting.
So exciting. And you're looking so cute today, ready to deliver the stories that will tug at the heartstrings.
They will. I don't know why I just opened my jacket like that. I'm sure I'm not going to like what I'm not going to like what I see.
That was weird. That's like something like people who like flash people on the subway.
No, not that. Because you were talking about my outfit, so I was like,
you look great.
I was giving a peek of my outfit, but like, there's a reason why the jacket's covering. Like,
where's that jacket from?
Good American.
Did you copy me because I've had it for a year?
No, I didn't. I just placed a big order at Good American, and this is so pleeny and so my style.
I also placed like an enormous order at Good American, and it's just been saving me. Like every time I need something, I'm like, oh my God, wait, that order from Good American.
True. And this little dress underneath is also Good American. I am
Good American
wearing a seamla. You can't see from your angle, but everyone else can see.
Good American, like, is fabulous.
So fabulous. Always doing new and better things. I feel like anytime I have a style idea in mind, it's like, oh, I want a romper that looks like this, or like a bodysuit that looks like that, or a tank top, whatever. It's at Good American.
Yeah, and they also just like, I really cannot stress enough like how much I love the way their sizing is. Like,
yeah.
The obviously like the range of it, but also it's not like small, medium, large. Like they created their own sizing, and it's divine.
Yeah. Did you get the matching pants to this jacket?
No, I'm not a corduroy pant girl.
I know. I did it. They don't fit yet, but I feel like when they do, it's going to be really cute. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, I saw the pants and I said no, thank you.
Yeah. No, I hope that I could be that girl. Maybe I won't be, but it's worth a shot.
That's the thing with online shopping is that you sometimes forget who you are, and you're like, yeah, like I could wear these low-rise khakis.
No, I really don't. Like I feel like I'm always getting. I know I know my silhouette. Like I know what cuts work for me. Like I'll never be someone who wears a V-neck. That's just something weird about me. A lot. I know what works for me, but sometimes I'm like, maybe that could be my new thing if I just expand my mind.
What if I just tried this new thing?
What if I just?
Not speaking of. Before we dive into the Fast Five, Jackie and I released a video episode and an audio episode. We recorded both for the Patreon. Maybe a couple months ago, we did a Patreon episode that people loved where we were just testing our general history knowledge because one of us is smart and one of us is not. And it led us down this path because we wanted to do a similar episode, and Jackie had the great idea to see if we could pass the American immigration test. You know, when you want to become a citizen, you have to learn about American history, and it's like low-key kind of a hard test. So we took the test. We did like these mock tests. And it was the funniest episode. And if you want to find out if Colleen Hoover wrote the Declaration of Independence, head to patreon.com/themorningtoast. If you want to watch it as a vlog episode, you can. If you want to watch it as a podcast episode, listen to it as a podcast episode. We released both for you guys. And it was just really like a really great time.
It really was. It's such a great episode. And I think that if you are studying for your citizenship test, I don't think it's not helpful.
Agreed.
I think there's a lot to be learned in there, like some funny jokes that will help you remember the answers.
Right. Like Ben Franklin and his little glasses.
Like, what does Ben Franklin remember for? Now, do you remember like one thing that he was remembering?
Yes, being a writer girl.
What did he write?
Do you even know?
I don't remember either. Okay, but here's another one. What was it? Name one of the people who wrote the not wrote. Federalist Papers. Name one of the people.
John Jay.
Publius.
Also, I finally found out who we were fighting in World War II besides Germany.
Who were we fighting in World War II?
Germany, Japan, and Italy. Which honestly, if you had given me 1,000 guesses, I never would have chose those three. Like Japan and Italy, feel like Italy specifically feels like so irrelevant to world history.
Okay, but just think about Mussolini. Nefarious.
No, for sure.
Nefarious, we fought him.
So if you want to learn, giggle, and hang out with your girly girls, patreon.com/themorningtoast.
Yeah, it was really good stuff. So now, without further ado, and yes, Brew is feeling so much better. Thank you, everyone, for the well wishes. It meant a lot to him. He took it easy yesterday. A lot of time with heating pad. I made him a couple bowls of soup and crackers, and he's doing much better. Thank you. So now, without further ado, here are the fast 5 stories that you need to know before you wake up and take a bite out of your morning toast.
Today's episode is brought to you by Visa. Do you ever dream of starting something game-changing? Well, Visa can help make it happen. Maybe it's creating and selling your own customized sneakers for cats, or transforming your dorm into a plushy pop-up shop, or finally going mainstream with your streaming side hustle, or starting a world premiere morning show,
podcast network, sparkling cocktail beverage, whatever.
Right. Well, that's why you've got to check out Visa. Whatever you're bold enough to try, Visa has the power to help bring your game-changing ideas to life. Visa. Anyone can change the game. Today's episode is also brought to you by Fashion Pass. We know so many toasters already know about and love Fashion Pass because it is truly the steamiest clothing rental service where you're getting unlimited rentals for one flat price. The best part of Fashion Pass when you compare it to other rental services is like the clothes. That's literally all that matters is the clothes. And sometimes on these sites, all you're getting is grandma clothing. Grandma ugly clothing that was in style 45 years ago. But with Fashion Pass, they have stuff on their website that is literally on sale right now at some of your favorite websites. They carry sickening brands like For Love and Lemons, Free People, Show Me Your Moo Moo. Oh, my shirt is from Show Me Your Moo Moo. We've been talking about Moo Moo a lot recently. And you're saving so much money on clothes because you're not buying all the time. Where you would normally spend $200 on an outfit that you're going to wear on vacation, literally one time after you get your photo, clothing rental is so affordable and it's just so much better for everyone. So they have different plans. We are on the Trendsetter plan where you get to pick 3 clothing items and 2 accessories for every time you order, and you can switch out your items as many times a month as you want. So you don't have to wait a certain amount of time to switch out. It couldn't be easier. And the best part is that if you want to buy something that you rent because you love it so much, you can get a huge discount anywhere between 30 and 60% off. We have a special discount code for you guys. It's fashionpass.com. Use code TOAST at checkout to get $40 off your first month so you can try it for just $39. That's unlimited rentals for just $39 with code TOAST at fashionpass.com.
Thank you, Claudia.
It's a pleasure doing business with you.
Just stalling as much as possible.
I know. Dragging your feet.
Because I don't want to report the first story, which is that Queen Elizabeth is under medical supervision as doctors are concerned for her health, the palace says. Queen Elizabeth's health is causing concern for her doctors, Buckingham Palace said in a statement on Thursday. Quote, following further evaluation this morning, the Queen's doctors are concerned for Her Majesty's health and have recommended she remain under medical supervision. The Queen remains comfortable and at Balmoral. Their Royal Highnesses, the Prince of Wales and the Duchess of Cornwall, have traveled to Balmoral, Buckingham Palace said, adding that Prince William is also making his way to Balmoral from his home in Windsor. So all of the Queen's kids are going to be with her. William is on his way. Kate and her family, the grandkids just started school yesterday, so she's not going yet, which I feel like if it was really
serious,
like the end, they would be there.
That's true.
So that gives me a little hope. I know Meghan and Harry were also in the UK, and they canceled something that they had, and they're going to Balmoral to be with the Queen.
So, you know, as a rational human being, I think we all need to just like, you know, come to grips with the fact that like sooner or later there will be a time where the Queen is no longer with us.
Yes.
And every time we get one of these little health scares, you know, that impending doom just gets closer and closer. And I don't know if this is going to be the time. I pray that it's not. I think she is an invaluable world leader, an incredible monarch, a wonderful grandmother, mother, and friend.
And great-grandmother.
But the possibility of, you know, this happening soon is real.
Yeah.
She's 96. So when it's a, you know, seeking medical attention, even if it's for a cut on her finger, when you're at that age, you always take it seriously.
Yeah. For sure. This seems more serious, though, than in the past. I don't know why.
Yeah, well, it's because, like, everyone dropped everything to go.
And they'd, like, put out a statement. She's at Balmoral. But I'm holding on because the grand campers are not there.
Right. And, like, Balmoral is, like, her favorite place.
Yeah, it's
symbolic.
Personal to her. I feel like when she's at Buckingham Palace, it's more work. But that's where she goes to, you know, be with herself.
But, you know, and I was thinking about this morning, you know, of course there will be a time when Charles succeeds and Charles in charge and then Charles in charge. And then William is the successor, and like it'll be like an official changing of the guards. Prince Philip and the Queen will no longer be here. And it does make me just think about how Harry and Meghan, I think really the one and only tie they have to this family is with Queenie. And that's a pretty big tie because she's the motherfucking queen. But I think after she's gone, I don't think they'll be welcome at events and stuff. Like, it's very clear him and William don't get along, and I don't think him and Charles get along.
Yeah.
Like, so them being in the UK and just hopping over to Balmoral, like, that won't happen anymore.
No, they're going to be, like, not losing their press passes, their credentials.
Right. And even though they've kind of, you know, publicly turned their back on the family, they've still, like, always been, like, kissing Queenie's ass. Like,
yeah,
naming the daughter Lilibet. Every time it's an interview, we were on Zoom with Gran. Like, they want everyone to know that all is good with Gran. Gran is not nefarious. Gran has never acted nefarious. It wasn't Gran who said the thing about Archie. So that is, like, their last, I think, connection. Tie to the family. But it's one that keeps them in the fold because she's a queen. It's not like, you know, it's not like it's Edward.
No, whatever the queen says goes.
Right. She's like, it's like the best tie you can have.
Yeah.
It's very sad.
It is.
And you know, do you think you'll cry if and when?
Maybe. Like, there will be probably a lot of
tributes.
Everything will be televised. It could happen.
Yeah.
It's just beyond the would be. I even hate talking like this, but you know, no one lives forever. Mm-hmm. It will be the real end of an era.
Yeah, because she is from like the last generation of great monarchs.
Yeah. And I don't think there will ever be a monarch who will reign as long as she has. Be as admired and universally respected. Like, even if you're not a monarchist, like, and you live in the UK, I still think you have enormous respect for the Queen. Right. So.
And when you think about, like, the fact that she's been alive for 96 years, like, and all that she's seen. She lived through the Holocaust. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah. World War II.
Right, because, like, low-key, her husband had some, like, Nazi vibes, but.
No, he didn't.
He had some ties.
No, he didn't.
His family did.
Okay, but he did not.
No, his family did.
He fought the Nazis.
Oh, that was gracious of him.
Yeah, he was in the war.
After all his family did.
He was in the war.
Oh, okay, that changes things for sure.
I tell you this every time, and you continue to sully his memory with this crap.
Speaking of Prince Philip, did you see that like picture from next week's episode of Game of Thrones where Damon's hair is cut.
I didn't see that his hair was cut, but I didn't see a picture. I watched the preview though. What happens next week?
I don't know. I don't watch the previews because I feel like they're full of spoilers. But the picture of him without hair is going viral on on Twitter. And I just feel like he's Samson. Like, I don't think I'll be attracted to him without his hair, to be completely honest.
Because then he goes back to being Prince Philip.
Yes. And I didn't even like look at him twice when he was Prince Philip.
Yeah, me neither. But also because that was during Prince Philip's like villain era.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Little fuckboy ballerina era.
Fuckboy ballerina era.
Not like I'm going to be the man my wife needs me to be era. And I'm going to be the gran. And I'm going to be the great gran.
Not like I'm going to be the man this country needs me to be.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what was cool? When I was in Turks and Caicos and we were at the airport, right when you got out of security, there was a portrait of the Queen. Mm-hmm. So they're part of the Commonwealth, right?
Yeah.
And I was like trying to explain to Ben and Margot like what that means, but it's tough when to explain something when you don't know what it means.
Totally.
Because Ben was like, so like she's in charge. I'm like, no, it's just like a part of the Commonwealth. They like recognize her and they like have her face on the money.
Yeah, and probably probably a few other ties too, but it's like they're one big family.
They see
and
each
those
other.
are some distant cousins.
Right.
That's what I think. But it's like in that family, the cousins don't make decisions for your personal family.
Right. It was just confusing because like that also happened to me in the airport in the British Virgin Islands, but it's like British Virgin Islands.
Right.
So it's literally Britain.
It was less for you to wrap your head around.
Right. And I was a 2.5-hour flight from New York. So I'm like, it's literally like a 30-minute flight to Miami. So I'm like, how is this Britain?
Right. I'm in Britain.
It's
what
confusing.
Up, Gran?
Gran,
Britain.
Hey. Hello, brother.
Gran, it's me. Let me into the castle. That's Harry today.
We're sending our best wishes to Balmoral today.
We really, like, beyond.
We're just making light because, you know, it's difficult for us to discuss.
It is. And the Queen she is lightness, you know?
Capta? The Queen is coming. That was literally my first introduction to ASMR. Because she's literally like, the Queen is coming. Like, it's like perfection. It's like triggers on your ears. Capta? The Queen is coming.
And then your second one was Julie Corky.
Yeah. And then my third one was Josie B ASMR, my queen.
Yes, your absolute queen.
She gave me a facial before bed last night and it was so nice.
You're wild.
Wild.
Are you ready for our next story? It was probably equally as important as this news about the Queen.
What is it?
The Dancing with the Stars season 31 cast has been announced, plus partners.
Oh. I don't care about the partners. There are people who like wait with bated breath with their t-shirts on, like, who is Glenn gonna be with? Like,
there's
who's Glenn?
The only thing that I care about the partners is like there's always one eligible female or male paired with an eligible single female or male, and it's like, oh, perhaps what if they just started dating?
Yeah.
Okay, so first we have Selma Blair and Sasha Farber.
By the way, I was just on TikTok. Selma Blair has a beauty line that's made, it's like she has MS, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's like meant to help people who have who are like limited in their mobility, and it was like so different. I never saw any makeup like it before, and she was like putting on mascara with like this applicator, and it looked like so good.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I thought it was so cool. I love Selma Blair.
Yeah, it's cool that she's doing it. Honestly, this season cast, there's a lot of more traditional celebrities. Mm-hmm. Not this next person.
Charlie.
Teresa Giudice and Pasha. They love reality TV stars, and I think she'll be great.
I think she'll last 5 minutes.
No, she'll be great in the sense that like she'll be good for the show.
Going home. Yeah.
Yeah, no, but like they love like that's a perfect casting for Dancing with the Stars. Then also Gabby Windy and Val Chermkovsky. She is one of the new bachelorettes. I think I think their season ended. Not sure. Next, Vinny Guadagnino and Coco Iwasaki.
He's gonna be great, by the way. Because
I'm surprised he hasn't done it sooner.
He also has like a residency in Vegas with the Chippendales, so like he's a dancer. Like he's pretty coordinated. I think he'll be great, and I think this will be great for his star. Like I think people forget about how funny and kind and like charismatic he is.
No, I think they're gonna love him.
I think he could win.
I think so too. There's a lot of really people.
Charlie's gonna win.
People who could win: Jordan Sparks and Brandon Armstrong, Jesse James Decker and Alan Burstyn. She could win.
Yeah, she could.
Shangela and Gleb.
Shangela? Mm-hmm. Oh my God.
I told you, this is like so far there, I don't know how many we've done, but we're like 8 for 8 on real solid.
And they're finally like moving into, I don't think there's ever been a drag queen on.
I think that this is the first time.
That's huge. And Shangela's iconic.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Then Cheryl Ladd and Louie. She is an actress. She was from Charlie's Angels back in the day.
Always got to throw an old timer in there.
Yes, you do. Then Jason Lewis, who is Smith Jared, and Peta.
Wait, PETA, first of all.
PETA, sorry.
What?
Smith Jared.
Well, why is he on Dancing with the Stars and like not the Sex and the City reboot? Like,
I don't know.
That's kind of weird. I'm actually like gonna watch. Like, not me literally being obsessed with this cast. Keep going.
Joseph Baina and Daniela. He's a fitness model who's the son of Arnold Schwarzenegger and Mildred Baina. Then Trevor Donovan and Emma. Trevor Donovan from 90210. You'd recognize this face anywhere.
Who does he play?
He plays Teddy, the LGBTQ character. Teddy Montgomery.
I like the way you just said that. LGBT. I like
You
had a little melody to it. LGBTQ character.
I'm reading all of his accolades, but
I don't know who that is.
Yes, you do. Claudia, let me zoom in further. He also is a Hallmark man these days. You know him.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Blondini. Yeah.
Then Daniel Durant and Britt Stewart. He's from Coda.
Okay.
Wayne Brady and Whitney Carson.
That's going to be a really good duo.
Mm-hmm. Sam Champion and Cheryl Burke. He's a weatherman.
Oh, cute.
Charlie D'Amelio and Mark Ballas, and Heidi D'Amelio and Artem.
Like Charlie D'Amelio being on, not only as a person who's like the most famous with the most followers and the most background in dancing, like it's not even fair.
No, it's not fair.
She's going to win. Like,
and then if she doesn't win, it's like, well, then the show's a rig because she has the most fans and she's a really good dancer. She should be
getting the highest scores.
Highest scores and highest votes.
So it makes no sense.
But do you want to just place your prediction for who's going to win? I actually don't think Charlie's going to win.
You don't?
No, it's just too obvious. And I think that, like, I don't know if her fan base watches Dancing with the Stars.
I think Charlie's going to win. Even though, like, last year you would have thought JoJo was going to win, but Iman Shumpert won.
Yeah.
So, okay, that's fair. I'm going to go with Vinny Guadagnino.
I was going to go with Vinny, too.
And I'll be rooting for him. I love him. The first podcast I ever did was Vinny Guadagnino's before podcasting was a thing. And I was like, what is this like janky ass fake radio show? And he introduced me to podcasting.
Do you think it's easier for a man to win or a woman to win?
Man, because in like traditional ballroom dancing, like the woman is the star of the dance usually. So if the woman is a pro, it's easier for you to just like blend in.
It's easier for it to look good. So I think you can pass for longer as a man, but I think it's harder to dazzle. And I think like the winner needs to dazzle. So I think more often women win.
I think so too. But no, that's interesting. I don't know.
Sound off in the comments.
Yeah.
Okay, this next story is so salacious. Like a little.
Is it so salacious that it has to be brought to you by Third Love?
Yes.
So Third Love is everything of the sort. They have the #1 best-selling bras that form to your body and make your boobs look your best. They have straps that don't slip. There's no pinching or digging. If you have been looking for a new bra that isn't just like a third, no, not a third, that isn't just like an extra limb, it's so tough. And it's probably because you're wearing the wrong size. And that's why you've got to go to Third Love, because what's so great about Third Love, not only is their amazing bras, undies, sleepwear, but it's their Fit Finder quiz. So you'll basically take their fitting room quiz that makes it super easy to find your bra size, because it's very likely that you have not been wearing the right bra size, as I wasn't up until 2 years ago, until I literally took the fitting room quiz at Third Love. So it's like a personal shopper. They're going to ask you questions about size, breast shape, current fit issues, and then your style choices to help find a bra that's perfect for you. They also have a Love Your Fit guaranteed. So if it's not If you're not loving it, you can get an exchange or return for free for 60 days, and their team of expert fit stylists are available to answer all your questions. Feeling is believing, and give your boobs the 24/7 comfort and support that you deserve. Upgrade your bra today and get 20% off your first order at thirdlove.com/toast. That's 20% off at thirdlove.com/toast. Third Love is really one of the best sponsors we have here at The Toast. Jackie and I are a couple of big-titted ladies, and it's not so easy for us.
No, not at all.
It's really not.
Okay, our next story, a little salacious tabloid gossip that has me really shook. So the founder of Rolling Stone, Jann Wenner, has written a memoir, and he has some shocking celebrity factoids, but none more shocking than him confirming that Angelina Jolie was behind the famous Brad Pitt pictures. So,
What pictures?
Here's the story.
Okay.
In addition to Rolling Stone, Wenner owned Us Weekly for a time. He writes how in 2005, a photographer that Us worked with received a tip that Angelina Jolie was staying at a resort on the coast of Africa with Brad Pitt, who was still married to Jennifer Aniston at the time. The new couple, who had worked together on the movie Mr. and Mrs. Smith, had generated plenty of rumors that they were also an off-screen couple, but nothing had been confirmed. But the photographer was told not only where the pair were staying, but also given details about the time of their daily walk, along with a suggestion of where they could be secretly photographed. He said, "We got the photo, we got the proof, we had the worldwide scoop, the debut of Brangelina." He said
I always forget, was Brad Pitt married to Jennifer Aniston?
Yes.
Wow, that's like so crazy. I always thought they were like boyfriend and girlfriend.
He said the tipster was Angelina.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Is the memoir out?
Yeah, I think so. There's a bunch of like juicy factoids in this article, but this is for our purposes like the juiciest one.
Yeah, the biggest one.
When they say that celebrities always call the paparazzi on themselves, I'm like, yeah, when they go to the gas station, when they're like feeling their look, but I'm like these pictures that are taken like on a vacation that are like, so anyone would kill for these pictures, like they would definitely stalk down Brad and Angelina, get a picture of them together, like those are not staged.
No, and you always think like, yes, every celebrity calls a paparazzi on themselves, but not like Brad Pitt, Angelina Jolie level.
No, but not when like you're when you're that level and like you have something like this. Like this, I feel like this is what paparazzi is for. They're getting the scoop. Like they're going out into the and hiding in the bushes, and like it's like, no, she called them.
No, but like, yes. See, the thing is, it's like it's really tough to know which it is, which is how like celebrities are kind of given like a level of skepticism on whether or not they call to themselves, because in Jeanette McCurdy's book, she's in Hawaii on the beach with her man, and she lied to her mom about where she was, and the paparazzi took a picture of her, and her mom literally wrote her an email like fucking disowning her, calling her a whore for being 18 like and having a boyfriend.
Oh my God.
She didn't even know that she had a boyfriend. And so like, and Jeanette, like it ruined her whole trip. She stayed inside in the room for the rest of the time, like having anxiety. Her boyfriend had to lock her phone in the safe.
Right. And so I do feel like there are so many times when it's the paparazzi are doing their job, they're getting a scoop. I would have thought that something like this is exactly that.
Well, it makes sense why Angelina had a lot to gain by that being out there, because now everyone knows, Jen knows, and they can be together. Like it's not like a secret anymore.
Yeah.
Damn. The more I learn about Angelina Jolie, the more miserable she sounds. Like there's, a lot of stuff coming out because of her divorce and the Brad thing. And I think Brad was definitely toxic too. Like especially struggled with his drinking and could potentially have been like a little bit nuts. But she sounds like miserable too.
Yeah. There is a lot coming out. I haven't been able to keep track of all of it. Something about a winery.
Yeah. Well, they own this like fucking chateau winery, and it's become like a huge asset in their divorce. They both want it.
Damn.
And I'm sure if I like went down the rabbit hole, you know what? Never mind. I'm not going to say that.
Okay. Anyways, I just feel like that's a bit of hot goss.
No,
for the
that's
day.
like, that's fucking crazy.
And
was there any other like good bombshells from the book?
Not bombshells, but he has like a lot of funny anecdotes about his experiences with certain celebrities, like Tom Cruise, Bette Midler, Arnold Schwarzenegger, nothing like no tea, just like he just this way. And he was like saying how Tom Cruise like seems really guarded and like you can have a cool conversation with him and feel like you like are bonding, and then you actually walk away being like, I know nothing about this person.
Well, that is like a telltale sign of like a fucking serial killer. Like people who are so manipulative, like con men only ask about you, you know? And like the second that they like the question turn, like ask me a question.
Claudia, how was Funny Girl last night?
Oh, it was great. You actually, have you seen Funny Girl? You remind me so much of Fanny. Like, it's like that switching, like, it's fucking manipulative.
Yeah. Oh, I never heard that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, sounds like a great book. I have a lot on my content plate, so if any of you want to read it and let me know if there are more interesting factoids, sound off in the comments.
LMK.
Sound off in the comments. SOITC. Sweet.
Oh, happy National Literacy Day, by the way.
Is Ben doing okay?
You know, I woke up this morning and he was gone.
Is that why Ben loves Leah Michelle? Did I already make this joke?
I don't know. Sounds like kind of familiar.
Yeah, me too.
No, Ben had to get out of Dodge. Like, he's literally on a plane to Vegas right now. Like,
some
he couldn't
days
handle it.
are just, you need to take a personal day. Could be like the anniversary of something, like national holiday. It's just not for you.
He's on a work trip. He's going, actually, have you ever been to Lake Tahoe?
No,
I'm like so jealous, but it's like for work, but still, like.
But still, that's a pretty cool place to go.
It's fucking hard to get to, though.
Yeah, I feel like it's like the Hamptons of
LA.
LA.
So true. Even though I feel like there's 500 places like that. Like Malibu is also the Hamptons of LA. So is Santa Barbara.
I feel like in the sense of it's hard to get to.
I feel like Santa Barbara is the Hamptons of LA.
But is there not like a Santa Barbara municipal airport?
Municipal. I mean, if you have a private jet, it's easy to get anywhere.
It's true.
But no, you drive. I think it's like Palm Springs is the Hamptons of LA.
But they have an airport.
They have so many options. It's not even fair.
It's so not fair. Darn.
I guess we have like Newport. We have
the Jersey Shore,
Hamptons,
upstate.
I feel like there's another like one by Newport.
Nantucket.
Yeah, we have a few.
We have Nantucket. We'll always have Nantucket.
Always.
Are you ready for our next story?
Is it fifth and final yet?
No,
okay.
Not even. Ansel Elgort is sharing photos from his Italian vacation with Shailene Woodley.
I know. I saw it on my Instagram.
The season for loving. Ansel Elgort and Shailene Woodley are enjoying their summer adventure together overseas. On Wednesday, Ansel shared a carousel of images on Instagram from his tour in Italy featuring his longtime friend and co-star from 2014's Fault in Our Stars. He said it's the time for the season of loving hearts.
Okay, like seeing these two together obviously brought me back to that film, and it reminded me that like I saw that movie in theaters, I believe with Margot Oshry. And the way that like people were audibly sobbing, the theater sounded like this. That me and Margot could not stop fucking laughing, and I think people thought that we were crying too, and we just like let them. It was beyond, like it was literally like teenage mental illness. The way people were like, oh, Ansel, like it was not okay.
That's not okay. I've never seen the movie. Obviously, when you see a picture like this of two people, it sparks relationship rumors. But I do think these two are just friends.
Me too. Reconnecting. I think like Shailene Woodley like is meant to be with Aaron Rodgers. Like it will happen. Like I haven't gotten off the ship. Like I'm gonna die of dysentery on this ship because I'm not getting off and there's no food or water.
Not getting off. Also, has Ansel broken up with his longtime lady love?
Yes.
When did that happen?
Like they were on, off, and then like nobody cared anymore, and I guess they're off, you know? Like that's how it happened.
Got it. So I think this is just two friends being friendly.
The whole Ansel thing is like so weird.
Yeah.
It's like we're all just moving on, question mark?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Like does the article mention it?
Oh, that's a great question. They're smiling at a restaurant. This is People Magazine. Last slide. Oh, however, it seems at some point during the vacation, things got a little wild. In one of the snaps, he poses naked by a pool, just a towel to cover his private parts. No, they also did the iconic move from Dirty Dancing. Not one, nary a mention.
See, I just find that interesting because you literally cannot read like anything about Leah Michelle and Funny Girl without hearing about the fact that like her ex coworker said she was mean. And it's like everywhere. And like Ansel Elgort was literally accused of rape. And it's not even in the article. Like,
that's crazy.
Like, not to literally make everything about me, but like anytime I've ever been written up, it's like, and 300 years ago, Claudia said something like gross on Twitter. Like, but
yeah. No, that's so weird. I wonder what that is. It's either like a certain publicist relationship. There's some back channel thing happening there where it's like, we're gonna move forward with Ansel, we're not gonna mention this stuff anymore, and you're gonna get on board.
No, it's like you either get approved or you don't. Like,
Ansel has been approved,
either like whatever your scandal was, no matter how big or small, either it sticks with you forever or never again is it mentioned. And I'm feeling like we're moving that way with Ansel. It's really fucking weird.
And I also feel like all of us are inadvertently like peddling whatever
going along with
whatever they say. If it's Lea Michele, I mean, for you, it's like Lea Michele will always be like your queen, and that supersedes her scandal. But it could be anyone where it's like it always gets mentioned, or it's a distant memory.
No, it's so weird, and it's so important to note like the different degrees of scandal. Like, Lea Michele was accused by a lot of her castmates, a lot of them being black, of being microaggressive, and then a lot of her other castmates is just being a fucking wench. And the other person here, Ansel Elgort, is literally accused of like a crime. So I just find it interesting. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, it is interesting, but I just think we can't control, what the media is doing, but we can control what we're doing. So I think
our participation.
We just need to have that same energy and decide, is that something, or do you always want to bring up someone's scandal or not? Does it depend on the level?
It just feels like it's so weird not to. It's like, it's not like it's a little thing. Like, all right, somebody with old tweets, like, you're not going to find me bringing it up every time I'm talking about them, because honestly, I don't fucking care. And I just am not one of those losers who thinks it's indicative of who they are as a person. Like, I am a normal human being who believes in growth. But like, rape is a little different.
I agree.
And that's just a little bit about me.
Yeah. Are you ready for our fifth and final story?
So soon?
So soon.
Only if it's the fifth and final story that's brought to you by Allbirds.
It is. I love my Allbirds.
The days are long and they are hot. So that means there's more opportunities to get outside and make the most of after work happy hours, impromptu picnics. You know what summer needs? A shoe that's up for anything. And that's why the Tree Breezer Flat from Allbirds is breathable, super supportive, and it can keep you comfortable from morning to night. So the Tree Breezer is a ready for anything flat that's made from breathable tree materials. Eucalyptus fiber is moisture wicking, it is odor reducing, and it is perfect for hot days, or if you're just a girly who's prone to moisture in her shoe. Like some of us had to put like spray in our shoes growing up. Like some of us are just like, we have these problems. And the Tree Breezer is great because the ribbed collar is movement friendly. So they're super, super comfortable. And it feels like the shoe was literally designed for your foot. And they're so easy to clean. You can throw them in the washing machine, air dry it for the perfect refresh. The fact that like there are shoes that you can throw in the washing machine is so revolutionary. Like I'm mad I didn't invent it myself. If you want lightweight, breathable, and cushy all-day shoes, the Tree Breezer is your secret to a comfortable shoe. Find your perfect pair at allbirds.com. That's allbirds.com. Find your perfect pair at allbirds.com today.
Great. Thank you, Claudia. Thank you so much.
I'm just like, I'm checking my phone to make sure there's no updates on Queen Elizabeth. And there's literally like people with their hoax tweets. Like they're so annoying.
Yeah. But it's quiet. All's quiet.
All good. All good. All good.
Okay. Our fifth and final story. Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star Diana Jenkins donates $100,000 to Tom Girardi's alleged victims. Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star Diana Jenkins announced on Wednesday that she made a $100,000 donation to the alleged victims of Tom Girardi, her co-star Erica Jane's estranged husband, who is in legal hot water. The wealthy philanthropist claimed in a post on Instagram that she was not aware of the 2018 Lion Air 610 flight tragedy until it became a topic of conversation on Beverly Hills. She recently became a full-time cast member. She said, "I feel so much sympathy for the widows and orphans left behind. I know firsthand the pain and suffering that accompanies the loss of a family member, having lost my brother in the closing days of the Bosnian War. I want to do what I can to support those people who suffered so much."
See, I thought this was so interesting because I truly just cannot tell if she's doing this like to make Erica look bad or to support her as a friend, because they're like really good friends. They took a trip, her, Rinna, and Diana, to Hawaii, like after filming. Like they're good friends.
So Erica commented on the post like a bunch of hearts.
Okay.
But then I think some of the other cast members feel like perhaps it makes them look bad because they didn't do that. And if any of them like have supported, I don't know. It's weird, the Erica part, but it's like, I just found this out and I'm going to donate to the victims, as opposed to like the other women who found
like
this
have
out
known for years and it never occurred to them to check the GoFundMe.
But is there a GoFundMe?
No, I don't know. And it's not on these random women to fix Tom Girardi's.
Right.
But at the end of the day, like charity's charity, and they all have like a ton of money. Like $100,000 to Kyle Richards is not a lot.
Yeah, it's an interesting move, and I'm not caught up on Beverly Hills. I do want to get caught up, especially since now they're apparently in Aspen, which is when things start to happen.
And it's like a big fight between Kathy and Lisa Rinna, and apparently it's all about 818 Tequila. I'm so behind. I wanted to catch up yesterday. I have 2 episodes. I'll do a full recap tomorrow. I will be catching up today. I'm really sorry. I said I would get back on track, and I didn't.
Okay, I'm so curious. The 818. I don't even know if I could catch up at this point, but maybe I'll try. And so Diana, I feel like she's really the villain, and she seems to be really like scary and mean. Yeah. But then she does something like this, and it's like,
no, see, like she's been so villainized. Like I have to assume she has ulterior motives,
of course,
which is so fucked up. Like maybe she just wants to help people,
right?
Like she's more money than God. $100,000 to her is seriously $20 to us.
Yeah. So that's why I have to watch, because I don't know.
Yeah, you can't, like, you need to get a read on her. And
I need to get a read on her.
She's literally fucking evil. Like, she's evil.
So this is...
I don't know. At the end of the day, $100,000, no matter your motives, is going to go help people. So that's always great. But what does this mean for the overall story, the plot?
The plot thickens.
It's what it does. Thicken. It's very thick, just like me.
Thick.
So those were the Fast Five, and they were quite good, truly. Like,
yeah, no, you needed to know
robust. You definitely needed to know them. Tomorrow is our final episode of the week. It's going to be Friday, so we're going to be just girly girl chit chatting on a Friday. So we're just going to have such great energy.
We are. Are you doing anything tonight?
No, I'm so tired. I have meetings, podcast all week. This has been like such a crazy busy week.
Yeah.
And I'm going to catch up on Beverly Hills tonight, so I can do an amazing show for everyone tomorrow.
And hopefully I'll be catching a new episode of Southern Charm tonight.
Okay, good.
Hopefully my schedule
I've given up
it.
on Southern Charm. Like,
I love it so much. Even a bad episode, like I just love it. I don't know why.
Yeah, I can't.
And now with Paige down there, like bringing her New York energy, I feel like a lot of people are not feeling her on this season. Uh-oh. But I am, and I always will.
Matters.
But what's the thing about Southern Charm is like 2 people could be fighting, and it's like, well, I love both of these people. So
right, it's like,
but it doesn't hurt me. I don't know. It's just like Paige and Naomi were beefing, but I love them both, and they actually reached resolution. Catherine and Naomi have so much beef.
Catherine is out of control.
But like, there's something about her presence on the show. I'm always going to root for her.
Yeah,
because that's like. Because she's been through a lot on the show.
Yes. But at some point, like, we are all adults who have been through things, and you have to start acting right.
Yeah.
So that's our show. Thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll see you tomorrow for Friday. So thank you so much for listening to The Morning Toast, the Millennium Morning Show, where we deliver the fast-sized stories that you need to know every Monday through Friday on YouTube. So if you're watching this on YouTube, please feel free to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. We're also available as a podcast anywhere podcasts can be found. So that's Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, Public Radio, iHeartRadio, CastBox, all the places where we listen to podcasts. Find us, The Morning Toast, leave a 5-star review about how beautiful, stunning, and smart we are. Have an amazing Thursday. We'll see you tomorrow for Friday. Gotta get down on Friday. Love ya.
Bye.